Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is the first video you're finding of mine. Today we are going to be working on Shaun the Shark mini no-sew plushie. We are going to jump right into it. This will be the tutorial for the shark version, and if you buy the pattern it also comes with the orca, dolphin, narwhal and whale mods, all included in the PDF document. My amazing testers have also tried all of these different variations and they all work up super quickly and super cute. So we will get started. Enjoy. So you will need your yarn in, you can make this in whatever yarn you would like. You will need your hook. So for this yarn I will be using a 5mm hook. You will need some stuffing, a yarn needle and some scissors, and a small amount of black for the gills and for the eyes. You can use safety eyes. Any of my testers that use them, I have put what size eyes they have used. And for your yarn, you can do it all in one colour, or you could have an accent colour for the tummy. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into the pattern. For round one, we are going to work 8 single crochets into a magic ring. I do a double wrap for my magic ring and pull that tail through. Chain 1 to secure that ring, and then single crochet, so hook through the magic ring, pull through and pull through 2. And same for the next 7 stitches, so you will have 8 in total. This yarn can be a bit fussy to work with when it comes to magic rings, but you will find a method that works for you and how you crochet. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So just tighten up your magic ring, and we will secure that end a little bit later on. So you should have 8 stitches in this round total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So we are going to work in that next stitch for round 2, which is increases all the way round. So we are going to work 2 single crochets in each stitch round. I am using a bit of yarn as a stitch marker. You are welcome to use a proper stitch marker, but we are going to go in, catching both sides of the stitch and work an increase. So 2 single crochets in that first stitch, move to the next stitch and do 2 single crochets in there, all the way around till you get to the end of this round. You should have 16 stitches in this by the end of this round. So this is the same base pattern for the other versions that I showed at the start of the video. and I'm trying to keep my patterns as low cost as possible for people so that more people have the chance to access them. So please do feel free to go and check that out. That would be amazing. I would very much appreciate any support. So that was the end of round 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So you should have 16 stitches in total for this round. I am just moving my stitch marker up for the beginning of round 3, which will be 1 single crochet in that first stitch, and then an increase in the next. So remember, an increase is 2 single crochets. And then we're going to repeat that all the way around. So 1 single crochet and an increase. And you're just gonna do that all the way around until you get to the end of this round, in which you should have 24 stitches. Okay, so I just worked the last increase in that round, so I have got 24 stitches in total for round 3. For round 4, you are going to work 11 single crochets and then increase in the next stitch. So we are going to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we are going to single crochet increase, so 2 single crochets in that next stitch, and then we're going to do the same on the remaining stitches, so 11 single crochets and then an increase in that last stitch of the round. So we have increased by 2 in this round total, bringing it up to 26 stitches in this round. This is a super quick pattern. There's not too many rounds for the body. The longest bit will probably be adding on the extras and the details, so stick with it. I promise it will be done in no time at all. So that was the end of round 4. Next we are going to do round 5, so we are going to stick with that pattern that we've just done. This time we are going to do 12 single crochets and then an increase, and we will do that twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, and then an increase in that next stitch. And you're going to do the same on those remaining stitches, 12 single crochets and then an increase in that last stitch. Okay, so I just did the increase at the end of round 5. So now is round 6, and for this round we are going to copy that same pattern again, but 13 stitches and the increase. So I will see you at the end of that twice, so 2 lots of 13 stitches and an increase. So that is the end of round 6. I have got 30 stitches in that round. For round 7, we are just going to work 1 single crochet in each stitch around. And then if you are changing the colour of your yarn for the tummy, you will need to fasten off your yarn or do a colour change. I prefer the look of fastening them off just so that you don't have that abrupt colour jump, but you do not have to at all. You can just join your colours as you go. That is absolutely fine. It will still work and it will still look really awesome. So I am just coming up to the end of round 7. So I will show you how I like to fasten off my yarn to get the neatest finish. And there we go. You do not need a long tail for this because you can hide your tails inside this project. So I have chopped my yarn there. So I'm going to pull that through. One of the downsides of working with this type of yarn is all the fluff. I am going to skip the next stitch and go into the next one, working from the inside of the toy. Pull that yarn through there, and then I'm going to go into this stitch here, but just catch that leg and pull the yarn back through. And it just creates a very nice fake stitch for the end of your round 7 if you are changing colours. So for the next round, we are going to be working in the back loops of the previous round. So we're going to catch that back loop only. I'm just going to attach my other colour, and we are going to do 3 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. So you have a couple options for your decreases. You can do an invisible one, so catch that back leg of the first stitch and of the second and pull through, which can be a little bit fiddly, or you can put your hook through each and pull a loop through and do it that way. So we're going to repeat that pattern all the way around of 3 single crochets and a decrease, and I will catch you at the end of this round to work on the fins and the tail, and then there is only 2 rounds to finish this bit up. So that was the end of that first decrease round. So I'm just going to take my hook out there. I'm going to secure these ends very quickly, and then we will get going on the tail and fins. We're going to do them now so that you can secure your tails after you have finished your the separate pieces for them, just to be doubly sure that they are not going to be going anywhere, which hasn't happened on any of the others yet, and I've done them all the same way. So now those ends are secure, we are going to be working in the unworked front loops from the previous round. So you can see just here, you can see those lines all the way around. We are going to be working in that for the fins, and for the other versions you will do the tail in there too. The shark is a bit different. You will be working that across the rounds, and the fin at the top as well will be worked in across rounds. So let's start with the side fins. So we are going to work in, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're working the same way around as we did for working our rounds. You are going to connect your yarn back on. Chain 1, just to secure your yarn on there. You are going to single crochet on that first stitch that you secured your yarn onto. On the next you are going to do a double crochet, so pull through 2 and pull through 2. You are going to chain 2. This is where it can get a little bit fiddly. You're going to work in that back bump of the second chain from the hook and slip stitch in there, and then slip stitch down the side of your double crochet. So for me that 2 slip stitches works perfectly. And then just slip stitch to that next stitch, and that is the first fin done. We're going to cut that, and we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side of the plushie. So on this side we are going to work in stitch 20, but you can also use your first fin as a guide and make sure you are working opposite. Because you will see the shape there. And that is nice and opposite the start of your other fin. So again, we're just going to attach the yarn. Make sure it is nice and secure on there. Single crochet in that front loop only. Double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 2, and working in that back loop of your chain, slip stitch, and then slip stitch down your double crochet. slip stitch into that next stitch, and you can cut your yarn and fasten that off. So that's 2 done already. So next we are going to work on the dorsal fin. So we are going to find our center point, and we are going to work in the front side of this first round. This can be a little tricky, but you want to work across the front section of that round. We are going to connect your yarn. As I said, this is the trickiest bit of this pattern, adding on the fins and stuff. So we are going to chain 1, we are going to work across the other side of that first round and do a half double crochet, and then across the next round we are going to do a double crochet. I am going to do a linked double crochet just so that it will hopefully pass the UKCA testing a little easier, because there will be less holes in it. So there is my linked double crochet, and then we are going to do a chain 2, slip stitch in that second from the hook, and slip stitch down your double crochet. So then you will just slip stitch in there and fasten off that bit of yarn. And there is your dorsal fin on the top of your shark. Excuse the fluff everywhere. So we will be using the same method for the tail of the shark. We are going to attach to round 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, working down the center, same as that fin on top was. You're going to attach your yarn on there. Chain 1, and we're going to do a double crochet around that round 5. We're going to chain 2 and slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. and down that double crochet. Then you are going to slip stitch across the next round and do a double crochet across round 7. Again, just trying to keep in a line with the center. Chain 2 and working in that back bump of the second chain from the hook, slip stitch and slip stitch your way down the double crochet. Chain 1 and cut your yarn. So that is all of the pieces for this version, apart from sewing the gills on. So we've got lots of ends to tidy up. So we are just going to pull them through to the inside and secure those inside. So depending on where you have laid your yarn will depend on which side you need to pull them through on. I'm going to have a lot of little yarn fuzzies to tidy up after this. But yeah, if you're enjoying this and you would like to see more tutorials, please do let us know what you would like to see. We listen and try to respond to any comments that we get for them. If you would like to see any of the animals we've done so far in other versions, so like in proper sized plushie versions, or lovies or snugglers, or just anything really, please do let us know. Also, if you would like to test with me, the link will be in the description box to join my pattern testing group. They get first dibs on any patterns that are coming out. They also sometimes get to vote on what pattern should come next. So that is always quite fun. I've also had the pleasure of working and testing some patterns with some of them, because some of them are also designers. But this is just a nice, quick, easy, simple thing that works up and is very, very cute. And I think a few of my testers did them in like some thinner yarns to make their plushies, and they look super cute as key rings, so that is also an option. I have 2 other patterns currently at the time of doing this video that are small no-sew plushies that work up crazy quick as well. So all of my ends are secure now. So we have just got the gills to sew on, eyes to do, and the last few rounds. We are just going to sew on the gills, and I'm going to sew my eyes on. You are more than welcome to use safety eyes, but the gills go on go around round 7, and you're just going to do 3 lines across 3 of those stitches. So I started in the middle of that fin, and I will just do my 3 gills like that. The last one, and then I will move forward a few stitches for the eyes. So I am going to do very cute little beady eyes for my shark. And then I will work on the other side of it and add the gills and eyes on that side too. So same on this side, working the 3 gills. Working from the centre of that, working just across round 7. And then again adding on that beady little eye on this side as well. So we just need to secure those tails together, and then we have got 2 rounds to do, and the shark is finished. As I said, you can use safety eyes instead of using yarn and sewing them on. I do not blame you at all. The least amount of sewing you can do, the better. I get that. I just don't have any compliant safety eyes at current, so this is what I will be using. All of my materials are UKCA compliant, and all toys that go on sale get safety tested, so this poor little shark will be going through an awful lot in the first few days of his life. We are on round 9. We are going to, on this round, work 1 single crochet and a decrease all the way around. So we are going to do a single crochet, making sure you are catching both loops of the stitch, and a decrease across the next 2 stitches. So I do prefer using the invisible decrease for my toys, but you are welcome to do whichever decrease works for you. And a decrease. You are welcome to use whatever decrease works best for you. I use invisible decreases on all of my projects. Stick around to the end to see what my amazing testers have done with the pattern and the other versions of this, which are, as I said at the start of this, all included in the PDF. They worked really hard with me, bless them, and they definitely deserve the love. I'm also really looking forward to seeing your makes, so please don't forget to tag me in your posts if you post them to your social medias. I can be found on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all of those will be linked below. The patterns are currently available on Etsy and Ravelry. If there is anywhere else that you would love to see patterns sold, or if there is anywhere that you prefer buying your patterns from, do leave it in the comments and I will definitely look into selling on some other platforms. I have no issue with that at all. But you are more than welcome to sell anything you make from my patterns. I would just absolutely appreciate it if you could credit me as the designer. So that is the end of round 9. So for this last round, we are just going to work decreases all the way around. Depending on what size yarn you are using will depend on, it will change whether you need stuff now or whether you can still get stuffing in when you have got 8 stitches. I know for this one I will be absolutely fine stuffing it once I have got my decreases in. For the smaller versions, I definitely needed to do it before that. If you also need to add more decreases to make it smaller because you have used a huge yarn, that is okay too. Do what you need to do to make this closure as neat as possible. But I will just crack on with doing this last round. As I said, if there's anything that you would love to see in a video, please do let me know. I am trying to keep my patterns as low cost as possible. I have got a new style of how I'm doing my patterns compared to the old ones, which some people may be used to from me. So there is actually a free downloadable pattern on my Ravelry. There's a couple, but there's a newer version one, which is the mini Bob the Bear basket. So if you're interested to see how my patterns look, please do go and check that out. It's super cute. I really love that basket. So that is the end of that round. I am just going to slip stitch that in there and fasten that off. I am going to find my stuffing. So stuff this to your heart's content. I do tend to push the yarn for this design right up into the nose of the shark, just to try and give it a better shape for a shark. The increases will allow that because of where they were placed. But stuff it to your liking. My smaller makes have been a little bit softer than what I would normally do, because I just think that they're so much cuter when they're squishy. So now I have got my shark all stuffed, I am just going to sew up the bottom here and weave in this end. I would love to hear suggestions on any other toys that you would love to see patterns for, even if that is just that you want free tutorials for them because you can't find them anywhere else. I have no issue doing that. That's what happened with the crab mini no-sew plushie. We do not mind being the people that can make and supply those things for you. But let me know in the comments if you do. Let me know in the comments what colour you would make your shark. I would absolutely love to hear from you. As I said, if you want to test with me or have the option and possibility to test with me, please do join my Facebook group. If you want to keep up to date on everything, then follow me on my social medias. But that is Shaun the Shark all finished, looking super cute. Thank you so much for joining me in this pattern. If you would like to keep up to date with the new patterns and any other videos that you guys would like to see, then please do subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it. It really helps out. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see your makes. Enjoy seeing what my lovely testers have made, and I will see you in the next pattern.